Hello, in this video I will show you how to use our billing and project management software Practice CS for any admin person. So we already have this software in our computers. This is the link right here. This is the red icon right here. So what we do is we click on it and you will already receive a email from CS Professional Suite with your with login information. So you will create your own password. Your ID is going to be your email, and then your password is going to be the one that you have created. And then once we're in here, we're going to have to put in that password once again. Your open firm is always going to be MM for Miller Masmar. Your staff ID is mostly going to be your last name, and then your password is the one that you're going to create for yourself. Okay, so once we're in here, first I'm going to show you how to put in your time. So to put in your time as an admin, we're going to go to Staff, Time and Expense Entry. Your name will automatically pop up here. Your date for today will be here. The error, you can click in here and kind of go to the day that you want to put your time in for. So the red means that you've already put in your time, and when you kind of just go on this on the date with your mouse, it will show you how many hours you have already entered. So this will kind of show you how many you already entered and how many you're missing, so you can go back and put it in. All the white ones are going to be the ones that nothing has been put in yet. So we're going to put in time for today. So if I go to the 9th, your client, this is the list of all our clients in here. Obviously it's a big list. The cool thing about it is literally we just need to put like ADMI, and if I press enter, I'm going to receive everything that has ADMI in it. So for our admin, it's always going to be the admin 0, which is this one right here. The engagement for admin is going to be admin. We're going to skip the project and the task because we are not putting into time into any project. And then activity, this is the list of our activities in here. It's a big list that you will be provided on your training day. But basically, let me pull it up really quickly here. If I go to, okay, let's discard it for just a second. If I go to activities and I go to preview, this report will give us every single activity that we have in the system. So for admin, we're going to have to go to page, I believe it starts actually on page 1, but it's a little bit below here. Let's see. Yeah, so page 1 starts right here, admin. So if I go to page 2, these are all our admin activities that we have. So anything from your vacation, your personal sick day, your staff admin, your if we have any internal events for Miller Masmar, for example, our Halloween party or our holiday party, all of these are in here. Whenever the office is closed, let's say because of the snow or because of the weather, your bereavement, everything, all the terms are in here, all the activities. So the main one that we're going to be using is the AD2, which is just the regular staff admin. So if I go back, let's do this again, admin, and then I do AD2. The rate that I'm going to be using is going to be the admin rate, and the hours, let's say I've worked today for 3 hours, I'm going to put 3.0. The amount is obviously 0, it's not a billable time. If I usually don't need to put any comments in here. I like to put in comments for admin when we have a holiday, so I know what holiday, or for example, if we're using a floating holiday, I'll just put in here, for example, floating holiday Veterans Day. Okay, but usually for the regular AD2, you're not going to have that. Like, even if you're using the floating holiday, you would use the holiday one, which is 84. But just to give you an example, this is how it looks like. Once you click on any of these boxes here, this will save for you. Of course, you can, delete it later if you did something wrong. It's very user-friendly software. So I'm gonna delete this just so it doesn't confuse anyone. Okay, so that's pretty much how you put in your time for admin. It's very simple. It's definitely more complicated with the billable staff. For admin is very straightforward. So the more specific part that I want to go over with admin is the client management and the projects, because that is what admin consists of. Like, we will be responsible for changing the address, changing contact information, email address of the client, if the client has moved. So let me show you how to do that. So you would go to clients and then dashboard. Okay, and this is the main page that you will see. So let's go through it. In the overview section, which is the first tab, you'll have the client notes, client information, and the billing summary. So in the client notes, this is something that we just need to be well aware of. Everybody, like, for example, if there's multiple businesses, if the client is moving in June, to make sure to use the new address, point of contact, anything that entire staff needs to kind of be aware of this client, this is where you will put this in. And it's very easy to use. I like to do the most recent one on top. So what you would do is you would add the note here. So once you add the note, it will have the date and your name over here, and then you can just start typing. And once you literally go to the next tab, like for example, if we just click on client information and go back to client notes, this will be already saved for us. I'm going to delete it. So that's where just any information that we all need to be aware of needs to go here. In the client information section, this is where you will find all the business address, the contact, email address, who's the manager, who's the partner, what kind of entity it is, who's the collector. All that information will be here for you. And in the billing summary one, this is obviously for this year. So that's why there's 0. We haven't billed anything yet. It's since January. So that's why this is 0. But this is where you will see how much we progress, how much we build, any discounts, and all that will be in this tab. In the project area, this is where you will see every single project that is still open and we're still working on. The main one here, I believe, is the business return one. And if these are obviously only the open projects, but if you need to see the old ones, you just click on this little arrow right here on the right side and you unclick this box. And now you're going to be seeing everything. So now you see the ones that have been completed, that haven't been canceled, everything. This is helpful to make sure that, for example, we did prepare 17 tax return last year. But the most important thing about this is once you're done, make sure to click this box back so you don't see all the projects that have been completed already. That can become very confusing. Schedule, this is where you will see who's scheduled, all the tracking and target start date, target complete date, all that. Once people start putting their time into that project, this is where you will see it. This will automatically update. Interactions, 24 period history, this is where you'll kind of see the 24 period history of what we build out throughout the year and comparing to the last year. 5-year history will kind of give you a visual of the past 5 years of what we produced, what we invoiced, what we collected. The AR detail, this is where you will find everything that we have invoiced and that we have collected. So the cool thing about it is you can kind of control it by date. So for example, if I just click control date, this will organize it for me. If I want to see by bank account, this will also organize it for me. So it's a good way of kind of seeing what we received and what was already invoiced. In the document section, this is where we save all our unsigned and signed engagement letters, which come directly from our drive, from the P drive if they're signed, from the V drive if they're unsigned. The reason why we want to have both is that, you know, just so we know that we have prepared it and we can follow up with the client to sign it. But basically, this is taken from P drive and it's already a PDF file. So all you do is click on it and it brings you the engagement letters right here. And client notes section is the same one as the one that we saw in the overview. It's just a bigger picture here. In the overview section, I forgot to mention, let's look at also these AR open items and the prior invoices. So this will give you a list of invoices that haven't been paid yet that are outstanding. In your AR recap, this is where you will see everything again that has been outstanding and what we invoiced. And in here, you will see all the ones that we have already billed out. Obviously, if nothing is in here, that means that they paid every single one of these invoices. And in here, you will see the WIP, which is work in process. And this number right here adds up to this right here. So if you want to see the details of what consists of $1,106, this right here consists of it, as you can see. Okay, now to edit any of, especially this information here, there's a couple ways of doing it. I like the best to do it through the client dashboard, just because once I have it done, it brings me back to that exact screen where I was first. So what you do, you need to be in the ID section here, and you right click and you go to edit client. And this will give you a new page in here where you can edit any of the contact information and main information. So basically here you have the, you know, the partner, the manager, all that can be changed. The associate, if we have one, if we have an associate that usually works on this project or this client, the entity, if it changed, everything can be changed in here. The contact information is right in this section. So this is again where you can put the business name. You can also choose home and change which one is the mailing address, which one is the primary address. The email address, you can add multiple emails addresses, and this is also when we send out invoices, this is where the invoices will go to. So this is where we will control on what emails need to be here, and the contact information in here, the contact numbers. We can also add multiple ones. And once you're done, you literally just press enter and done, and you are back in the screen where you were. I like to do it this way, but another way of doing it is, and it will take you exactly the same screen, is just by going to clients, and then under setup, you'll go to clients in here. And if we look for the clients, actually right here, you can click edit, and it will take you to that same exact page like where we were just on. Okay. So that's how you track, that's how we change the contact information in the client section. The one thing that admin also does is sometimes they need to create projects. To create a project, you literally just need to go to the project tab in here, and you go to this add project, and it takes you to a new screen, and you choose what kind of project you need to choose. For example, if it's a 1040, you just do, I like to put in the description the year that we are providing. And then I take this, I copy, I paste it to invoice description, I assigned, I create budget, and I click enter, and once you refresh, it will be here for you. I'm going to go ahead and delete this so it doesn't get confusing. delete selected project. Okay, and the last thing that I want to show you is really quick how to print quickly invoices and how to kind of look at invoices. So if we are in our overview section in here, obviously nothing's going on here. There's nothing outstanding, but let me show you what it looks like when there is stuff outstanding. So for example, if we look at it's a new client that we just received, Papazian. Okay, so this is a new client. So I actually just billed this out yesterday, so that's why we see this $700 invoice in here. We can't go in here, click on the invoice and go in here, but unfortunately we cannot change anything. We cannot edit, and we cannot print. So what I like to do is go to our prior invoices. Oh, took me back to the previous one. Okay, so if we're back with our new client here and we go to prior invoices, we see this retainer for 2018 tax services. This is the reference. If we double click, this is where the reference comes from. So this is something that we can update and edit. The invoice number comes up automatically. We can change the due date, the date. We can change the format of the invoice if we want to see it by detail. If we want to see it just by one line item, this is going to be a no beginning balance one. So for the compose section in here, we can, obviously change the wording. This is where you will see the preview. Okay, and you have an option of printing it. You can even print it here to the printer, and this will take you to the default printer that you usually use. Or what I like to do is go to just save and print, and this will give you options of either printing it, and you can choose your printer. You can do output to file. You can put your location. You can do it as Adobe. You can do it as Excel, however you want it. Or you can click this one, and this will take it all to your drafts folder in your email, which this is what I do to email it to the client. So when I'm emailing to the client, I just literally click on this one and press OK, and this will take it directly to my Outlook. But this is where you will print the invoices. So if you have a situation that the client comes in and he says, hey, I want to pay for invoice number 10699, then all you have to do is from the overview screen, go to the prior invoices, look for that number, double click, and you can go ahead and print it. So that's pretty much it as far as what admin parts are. We do a lot of edits, and mostly what we do is we update the addresses and emails and the phone contact information, the owners, whatever it is, the staff will ask us to update that in Practice CS. So that's very important for us to be on top of that. So that is it for this training. Thank you.